All right, I'm gonna show an example of an action playing this. So like what it looks like when you're actually playing this idea. Of course, like you said, you're gonna work out this thing over the next 6 months till you come back in the spring in April, the coolest month.
Right. So with this action, let's say we had the dastardly dimes are going first, and we're going to fire against this unit with this unit. And there would also be an option for a line command where you could, if they're all lined up and they're the same type of unit, you could just have them all do the same thing. Okay. So this unit here would fire here. This would be a 1 to 2. This would be a 2 to 3. For a random, we just use a deck of cards. If I pull an ace, that's an 11. Plus the ace is going to give me another option of an exploitive move. So if I fire with a 2 and I pull an ace, and then you pull a 9, all right, then I'm going to have an effect on this unit. These are mainly morale battles. Some of these guys would get killed. The effect on this unit would be it would stop progressing forward. It might have to wait 2 more rounds before it could progress forward, or it might have to go back.
So you want to add a deck of cards to this?
Yeah, the deck of cards, we would each get 7 cards. One of them would be our field marshal. We'd use it for that, probably the highest ranking card. The other cards would be plays we'd make. We could use, for instance, the artillery would be diamonds. To use your artillery, you'd need a diamond card. To use your infantry, that would be clubs, because that represents the lowest class in the feudal order. To use your cavalry, that would be hearts, spades. You could use anything. Okay, so that's the basic idea. So we're using the deck for random values.
Right.
Okay, and we're also using it for our commands. And once you go through the deck, then that will be a day of battle.
Right. So like you're saying, this is basically like a Napoleonic War era battle, a kind of war game where you're the firepower is there, but it's not like Civil War era firepower. Guys still got to get close and skewer each other. Interesting. I'd like to play this with you when you come back.
Right, and I'll do variations for the Civil War. So there'll be, like, the artillery will be like double strength in the Civil War, and the firepower would be better in the Civil War. For Civil War, you'd probably reverse the values. We would probably have the big number would be the firepower.
Yeah.
And then we could do a variation for ancients.
Yeah. Would you put like topography on here, like obstacles you have to go around, or that's obviously making it more complicated?
Well, that would be great, and you could use simple pieces of green paper, for instance, for woods.
Okay.
You could use, this for like an elevation.
Okay.
And that is where those small units represented by the dice would come in handy. They would only have the one value.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
So if you have a pocket of change, Dominoes from the dollar store, and a pack of cards, you could be like Napoleon.
Right, and dice.
Dice.
You can get at the dollar store. You can get like 8 dice for a buck or something like
Dice
that. They would be your regular units and your cavalry on the side. And also know what these guys get in contact. They're going to stay in contact and they're going to maintain their values. But if you had a charge with your cavalry represented by a die, and it didn't immediately have a negative effect against this, and they had to stay in contact. Every round they stay in contact, they would lose a value.
Right.
That's essentially what would happen with cavalry. So they'd have to break contact.
And it would still use a turn-based system, right?
Yeah, and it would probably be, I'd play a card, you'd play a card.
Okay, all right. Okay. Very interesting. Okay.
So it wouldn't be a full turn. It wouldn't be like, I move all my stuff, you move all your stuff. And you're going to have trump options. Like an ace is going to allow you to trump something. Like if you're making a move and I've got an ace card, I can lay my ace down and say, yeah, no.
That's right. That's right.
I got the ace.
We trumping up in here, 2024, right?
Right.
All right. You made good, James. Thanks. Okay. That's interesting. You got a good variety here.
Cool.